The scene opens to a young man, Jackson Al Ghul. He is driving past a sign that reads, "Welcome to Coast City," when he notices something in the sky above him and realizes that it's a meteor as it's heading straight towards him. His car crashes right next to the impact crater. He gets out of the damaged wreck and approaches the ship.
What in the world?
As he peeks inside, he notices a strange glow inside. A glowing ring floated over to him and landing in his palm.
You are the new recruit. You must defend this sector. Defend this sector? Okay, now how does this thing work?
The ring glows even brighter than before. The light begins to reflect in his eyes as multiple voices begins to fill his mind, all reciting something, an oath it seemed. On instinct, Jackson begins to recite it as well, as if he'd known automatically.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light!
Jackson leaps into the air, flying through the sky. As he tries to get the hang of flying, he hears a voice come from the ring.
So now what? There was a disturbance at Project Cadmus. Civilians in danger. Well, I guess now I know.
With that, Jackson flies off as his ring leads him to Cadmus Labs. Then helicopters reaches his ears. He noticed that they were government helicopters.
What's the government doing here?
The scene changes to Smallville. Batgirl is riding through the small town, passing Smallville High School, scanning to find any traces of anything abnormal. Her tracker picks up something on a train heading from Smallville to Metropolis. An hour later, she watches from the rooftops, watching someone who looks to have a lot to think about as he gets his room at the Metropolis Hotel and wanders the streets to begin to get acclimated.
Finally, found you. Man, you sure are hard to pin down. Wait, what's this?
She notices a hold-up man picking Jacob to rob. Look, put the gun down and just walk away. Right now. Jacob's eyes glow red as he blasts the gun out of the guy's hand and vanishes in a gust of wind. Elizabeth looks shocked.
Is he out of his mind? He could have killed that guy if he wanted to. Is this really the guy the Monitor wanted me to help become Superman?
Batgirl soon hears the scream of a woman nearby and decides to handle the situation. She spots two men on top of a rooftop as she used one of her batarangs and swung herself over to the building. Money began to fall out of one of the fingers of the men trying to run, but Batgirl's blocking the way.
Really, boys?
One of the gunmen fires off his gun again and again. Batgirl begins to walk forward, and she kicks him in the middle of the chest, lifting him off his feet and sending him flying through the air into a brick chimney.
It looks like you're the only one left. Wanna dance?
Batgirl grabs the second gunman by his shirt and lifts him from the roof. She notices a card from Cadmus on the ground.
What do you know about Cadmus? Talk!
Someone soon grabs Batgirl's wrists. Let him go. Now. Batgirl smirks and throws him across the alley. As he lands on the ground, Jake shoves Batgirl against the criminal, knocking him unconscious.
Ugh! Great! Now I can't get anything out of him. Thanks a lot!
So what's your deal? You know Halloween isn't for another few months, right? Jake uses his X-ray vision to see who Batgirl was under the mask.
For crying out loud, stop peeking!
Elizabeth Wayne. So, You're the Dark Knight of Gotham? You've got to be kidding me.
You got a problem with that?
Not really. Anyway, so, what's your connection to Cadmus?
I have reasons to believe that Cadmus is experimenting on innocent people for unknown reasons. Could use your help.
I got my own things to deal with. But look, Cadmus isn't something to play around with. Well, whatever. Anyway, I gotta go. See you around.
Be seeing you.
Moments later, Batgirl notices a bright green light flying overhead, and she starts climbing to the top of the roof as she sees Jackson floating down.
Batgirl? You're real?
Ugh. Turn off the light show. Look, I got more important things to deal with. Take your nightlight and go home.
Huh. Just as pleasant as they say you are. How'd you do that?
Seconds later, Batgirl now looks at a powered down Green Lantern.
How'd you do that?
Simple. You weren't concentrating.
My ring was apparently leading me to something called Cadmus. Mind if I tag along?
Fine. But don't get in the way. Got it?
The scene changes to an explosion outside Cadmus Labs as Adeline runs behind a firefighter truck, creating a platform of water underneath his feet. He enters the destroyed window to find Batgirl already inside, hacking at a computer. Moments later, the Green Lantern lands inside the building. After Batgirl disables the security, the door is open and all four of her companions look surprised. Within the next room are towering rows of bug-like creatures flying all around, then go through a generator wall before them.
What the heck are those things?
Looks like xenomorphs. Had to deal with a few of them on my world back in the day. Apparently, they have super strength, telepathy, and razor claws. They are living weapons.
Sounds like they're building an army, but what for?
That's what we're gonna find out.
Adeline uses his trident and destroys the door, and the four companions are in front of a huge computer system, deeper in a dark chamber. Inside a pod is a girl with long brown hair, pale skin, and portions of her body parts replaced by robotic parts. Her light circuits are blue.
Vic? No way. This can't be Cyborg. Can it?
It's possible, but it seems she's being turned into a weapon as well. Brought here about 2 years ago?
The time we got here.
What are you guys talking about?
Look, we'll explain later, alright? But right now, we need to get her out of that thing.